Hey guys, it's me. It's Queen Outset Haru, and thank you for joining me for another wonderful edition of Ask an Aquarius. If you haven't already, please hit the red subscribe button and smack the bell. Alright guys, so I just wanted to remind you that I am going on vacation. My friend made me laugh because she was like, "You going on vacation again? Didn't you just go on vacation?" This time I have to go. My brother is getting married and I am in the wedding. Me and my daughter are in the wedding. So I'm definitely during my vacation going to upload some pictures from Philadelphia so you guys can see us decked out in our wedding attire. I'm really looking forward to that. My brother is I love my baby. That's like my baby, you know. When I was 10 when he was born. And my mother actually adopted him from my aunt. My aunt, her little sister, was pregnant at 18 years old, and she basically couldn't take care of him. She was having her own hardships, and it was a whole big family struggle. Anyway, so she couldn't take care of him, and I begged my mom to adopt the baby. And it's really weird because we were very connected because before he was born, I told my aunt while she was pregnant to name him Christopher, and she did. So he and I are like this, you know. He came to live with us at 6 weeks old, and my mom and I, you know, more my mom, I just helped. Basically, I did all the babysitting and the feeding and the clothing and the changing. He was like my first baby, you know, and I was 10. And to me, he was like a big doll, you know. And I always say he was my first baby, and my first baby is getting married. So I have to go. There was no way in hell I wasn't going to go. So, so I will be gone for about a week from Ask an Aquarius. So hopefully that will give you a chance, if you want to catch up on some videos that you didn't see. So check out some videos, maybe some topics that you normally wouldn't be interested in. Check them out. You never know when I might say something that's interesting to you, or something that somebody else is going through that you might want to pass on. Because I pretty much cover a lot of different topics. All right, so today we're going to talk about my beloved Aquarius again. And we're going to talk about Aquarius and one-sided conversations, because I've had quite a few people tell me that they had a conversation with an Aquarius, maybe once, maybe twice, and then the Aquarius never wanted to talk to them again. And they're asking me, when does this occur? It occurs a lot of times, but I'm going to tell you one time that it occurs that a lot of people don't really realize, but I've noticed it with a lot of other signs. One time when that occurs is when it's a one-sided conversation. Aquarius do not like one-sided conversations. Aquarius talk a lot. Now, y'all know from watching me, we have a lot to say. You know, I could talk for hours. Literally. I teach classes for 4 hours a day. So if I have to, you know, back in the day, I was teaching 8 hours. You know, I can talk all day if I have to. So Aquarius do like to talk, but the thing is that Aquarius like you to be engaged in the conversation. So they may not need you to say a lot, but they need you to be listening, and they need you to be connected with them, and they need you to be engaged. One of the things I always do when I'm talking to somebody is I look in their eyes. That's how you know when I'm serious about a conversation. Because when I'm just chewing the fat, I'm on my phone, I'm writing things down, I'm looking over here, I'm doing all of this, I'm all over the place. But when I'm serious, I'm looking. You know, somebody once told me that was manipulation. Like I'm trying to woo them or something, you know? No, it's not that. It's just that I am paying attention. I'm connected with you, and what I'm saying to you is very serious to me. Otherwise, I'm going to be all over the place, you know, and just haphazardly spitting things out. So it's actually a testament to the importance of the person and the conversation when Aquarius do that. So a lot of us want you to be engaged, even if you're not talking. But we do like you to chime in, and we like you to have something to talk about, because I might sit and discuss a topic, let's say tarot cards, and I could be the one doing all the talking because I'm the one that knows about tarot cards, but I expect the other person to be engaged in the conversation, and I expect especially if it's a love interest, oh my God, especially. But if it's a friend, even, I expect them to be engaged in the conversation, so actively listening. If they look like they're not listening or they're bored, then I'm not going to keep talking. You know? So I need them to be engaged. And the easiest way for them to be engaged is to look like they're listening, to be, looking. A lot of times nowadays, everybody's on their phone. So as an Aquarius, that is really annoying. Because they're like in their phone and you're talking to them, you're like, you hear me? Yeah, I hear you. And they kind of responding to you, but they're not engaged. They're not connected with you. Aquarius, many of us do not like that. I know it makes me sick. So we want you to be engaged, and if you're asking questions, egging the conversation on, and if the questions are relevant to what we're talking about, then we know that you're actually listening, and also chiming in and having something interesting to add to the conversation. So yeah, I'm talking about tarot cards, and this might be my area of expertise, but you're not stupid. You've seen them in store windows, you've heard about them before, or you have questions about them, or you've heard myths about them or something, something you can contribute to the conversation. But if you're expecting the Aquarius to just carry a one-sided conversation with you, it's not going to happen. So a lot of times in Aquarius, I know for me, this has happened many times. I'm going to tell you flat out. I've been on the phone with a woman and I'm like, okay, this chick ain't talking. Like she has no conversation. My friends can tell you how many times I've called them and been like, They're like, what's wrong with her? She ain't got no conversation. And they're like, oh my God, not again. It's important to us. They have to have some conversation, or at least be able to contribute. You don't have to be, classically educated or, a brain surgeon or something like that, but you have to be able to keep up with the conversation. I've talked to children who can keep up with a conversation, So it's not like you have to be the sharpest tool in the shed, but you just have to be engaged, And if you're engaged, you'll think of questions to ask. You'll think of things that go along, you'll think of things. But if you just sit there and give one-word answers or yeah, it's not going to work. And that happens a lot. A lot of cases I've seen that happen. And I'm sitting there like, what is going on? Especially like when you're on a date. Have you ever been on a date with somebody before and you find yourself doing all the talking? As an Aquarius, that's probably going to be the last date. A lot of people, I just never call them again. If I find out they have no conversation, I just don't call them anymore. Because my thing is that we don't have anything in common, And if you have no conversation, then what are you pursuing me for? So I'm like, nah, this ain't gonna work. So I just wanted to tell you guys that. So if you run across an Aquarius, remember, do not engage in the one-sided conversation. Talk, ask questions, engage. They love that stimulation. We love that stimulation. We love it. We thrive on it. And the more we enjoy talking to you, the more you're going to see us. Because we love having people to talk to. We love having interesting people to talk to. So the more that you do that kind of thing, the more the Aquarius is going to seek you out. So if you just met an Aquarius recently and you're trying to date them, make sure that you have interesting conversation. One thing you might want to do is learn some things about what the Aquarius likes. If the Aquarius is into fine wines, read up on fine wines. If the Aquarius is into books, maybe drama books, take out some of the classics. If the Aquarius is into vampires, look at Bram Stoker. If the Aquarius is into something, and usually Aquariuses are into multiple things. So if you can know a little something about the things they're interested in, because nowadays you can Google this stuff. It's not like it was back in the day when you would have to go to the library, or you would have to go use the Dewey Decimal System at the library, Nowadays you can just Google it. Oh, your Aquarius is into fine wine? Type in fine wine and sit there and read a little paragraph about it. And then you can really engage. So if you are trying to get to know an Aquarius, on an intimate level or just a friendship level, knowing something about what they like and being able to talk about it intelligently is something that an Aquarius will be very impressed with. Like, especially if you just met them and you haven't talked about it. And let's say like I met somebody and they said to me, so I was told that the Yoruba people are from Nigeria. And I'm like, oh yeah, they are. Oh, okay. Well, what about Yoruba spirituality? I was reading a little bit about that. I'm automatically like, I'm already perked up and listening because I'm like, whoa, she know a little something, something. We're impressed with intelligence. A lot of us, especially those of us who are intelligent, are very impressed with intelligence. And some of us that aren't intelligent find it to be sexy too. So we're very impressed with that. And we're also impressed that you took the time to learn a little something about us. Now, don't get creepy with it. Don't, do a whole ethnography on the Aquarius, but just a little something would be great, and just be able to talk about it. And if you don't know anything about it, just think of intelligent questions to keep the conversation moving. And like I said, have something interesting to say about yourself too. What are you into? What do you like? Because the Aquarius, especially if you're into something that they know nothing about that's interesting, they're going to be intrigued with that too. Okay? So when you're talking to the Aquarius, remember, the art of conversation will get your foot in the door. Aquarius like nice looks. We like people to look good and things like that too. When I see a beautiful woman, I'm like, damn, but that's not going to keep us. That will pull me, that draw my attention, but it's not going to keep me. If you draw my attention, I'm coming to see what is it hitting for, what's going on over here. And when I come over there, if nothing's going on, I'm gonna get bored and move on. But if I come over there and it's full of interesting and things, impressive things for me to talk about and do, then I'm gonna be entertained and excited to talk to this person. So remember that when dealing with an Aquarius. Okay? All right, guys, it's time for me to get going. So if you have to ask someone, you may as well ask an Aquarius. So come back soon because I have a lot more to say. Okay? All my information is always underneath the video. So if you want to become a patron, if you want a reading, if you want to send me a donation, if you want to send me a gift, if you want to chat with me, all that is underneath every video. Okay? See you later.